There was a really good one, years back. Trying to remember the name of it. There's a guy who was a football player for, the Seattle Seahawks, Taylor, his name is Taylor? Seahawks are playing the 49ers, and this guy, like, made this great play at the end of the game, defensive, I think he was a cornerback or a safety for the Seahawks, made this great play, and then he just was like a lunatic on the sideline after the game. He was being interviewed by, sideline reporter, I wanna say it was Aaron Andrews, and he was just a complete crazy person. Richard Sherman was his name, Richard Sherman. He was just like and he was just like he was just she interviewed him, and he was just insane because he shut down I remember this was the guy was Michael
Crabtree.
Crabtree
Yeah.
was the wide receiver for the 49ers, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" Because 'Cause I'm on the East Coast, and I'm a, sad Miami Dolphins fan, so, like, I'm more of an AF I follow the AFC more. I didn't wasn't watching a lot of Seattle because 'cause they're on the other coast, they start later and all that stuff, and I had no idea who this guy was. And the next day, he holds a press conference. He basically says, "Listen, I was in in the moment." And it turns out Richard Sherman, went to Stanford. He's incredibly well spoken. He's super smart, and he understood exactly what was going on when he said it. He was, he was being an emotional football player who's throwing his body around and doing this other stuff. And I guess Michael Crabtree got in his head, and he came up and he just said, "Listen, this is I'm in this emotional game, and I was a little bit wound up, and it's not generally who I am. But I'm not gonna apologize for being a football player, but I'm also like I'm not proud of the way I comported myself. Simple, and he did it in a very elegant, a very eloquent way, and so now it's whatever it is. 10 years later, and I wrote a whole piece about it, and I'm having trouble remember his name because we did such a good job. It's not even a memorable thing. It's not even something that sticks in your head because he just handled it properly. And I think that there's a lot of that. You can make a mistake. You can pull something on. You can send a mean tweet and retract it and say, listen, I was trying to be funny and I wasn't, and it wasn't funny, And most of the time, probably 90+% of the time, you're going to be fine, if you, but there's still, unless it's just so crazy or it's just deeply hurtful or deeply whatever, deeply sexist, deeply racist, deeply criminal, deeply something.